Transformers reviews, tech and the news, whatever else I use as a muse. Hit subscribe, I appreciate the views, influences, interest on YouTube. What's going on, people? This is Influence, and today I have MS-B52 Munitioner, which is Magic Square's version of a legend-sized Swindle Combaticon. And I mean, it's pretty great as the legends are, and Magic Square makes a pretty great product. The same complaints as normal. I really wish they used maybe better paint, or more paint, I should say. I say Magic Square has the sculpt is usually better, and New Age has better materials and paint. So here he is. Let's see his head sculpt up close. Kind of hard because it's just black and purple. It's hard to see. I don't know if we can get that. There we go. Good angle on there. Let's get his accessories. So he has a few accessories, not many. First, let's look at the box. Box, normal Magic Square box, kind of reminiscent of the G1 style. Got some tech specs back here and picture of his alt mode. That's pretty much it. Of course, you get a card as usual with his tech specs. You get this adapter piece for these two guns for vehicle mode, and I will show that later. And basically how you put this on here is the two guns. Well, let's show the guns first. Then you have the cannon. It has a little hole right there where you can stick this on. And then the post goes into the other side over here. And there you go for vehicle mode. Like I said, I'll show that in a minute. And you get a foot for combined mode, which not much to talk about there, but I will show that also. Let's get into some comparisons. We got Megatron from New Age. I was just talking about it. Starscream from DX9, which is probably New Age, or they have some of the same designers. And then you have Brawl, which it's, let me see, I think Brawl is bigger than Swindle. It's kind of cool. I like when they do stuff like that because I think they are different sizes. I like when they do the different sizes and they can get away with it. Like, it's kind of like the mass shifting. I do like that. So you see Swindle's smaller than everybody here. I just got Starscream. I do like the newer Starscream. I think is better, but this is what I had. I've been in Legends game for a minute, so this is DX9's Legends War in Pocket. I think this is DX9. Don't give me the line. I didn't show the instructions. Not too much to talk about. It's just instructions. I didn't use them. They were alright. I use a fast motion. I don't know if this was official, but it's one of those stop motion videos. I used that. It was kind of hard to follow, but there's a lot of steps with this guy, and we'll get into it. But let's get into articulation first and examine the robot a little. You got the little paint. I like that these little fake light or fake front waist is painted the same as this. Those two lights. I think that's a nice touch. But you got the head, spins around, goes up all the way and down about that much. That's more straight. That's down. And you can get side to side. And you can do that. Oh, this tire, I didn't mention the tire as an accessory. Sorry about that, but you can stick that on the back there. It also goes on the vehicle where you can stick it down. You can store it either way. You can put it on the back here down so you can't see it from the front, or you can put it up so you can see it from the front. I like it like this. I think it's cleaner because then you can't see it from the front. But spin this around, you get this arm all the way up. He has a double jointed, no, not double jointed elbow, but Does get you more than 90. There's a bicep swivel, and it's on a ball joint, so it's kind of a little bit of butterfly. Not much though. Hands are fixed, but they can spin around, and they're kind of well tolerance these days. Usually it's tight. Waist goes all the way, ab crunch, all the way ab crunch. I'm disappointed with the legs because I love when they do stuff like this and put this skirt hooked on so you can get the full range, so you get the full kick, but you can't do the full hurdles because it doesn't go back at all, and that's disappointing. And I was fooling with it, and I don't want to break it. I don't know if anybody else has found a way, but I don't think it goes back at all. Looks like a fixed I don't know if it's a fixed universal joint or what it is, but yeah, I was kind of disappointed in that. But the skirts go up in the sides, so then you can do the full splits, and it's well toleranced as well. You got a thigh swivel right there. You got a double jointed knee, so you can get the full range of the knee, and the foot goes all the way rocker, and you can go out that way, and it can go down like this. I guess I mean it's mainly for transformation, but you got it and can use it. The toe can get up some, and none down, and heel spurs just all one piece. And here he is in the back. He does have a little bit of stuff. It looks like stuff, but I mean, what can you expect? Great transformation. So while we're talking about it, let's get into it. Let's get this guy transformed. Already took everything off, and I got it in array that you need to put it on the back. So just spin these arms around, push them up, come up like that. Don't spin this whole thing, just spin at the bicep, push in, then move these up, put the hand in and close that. And that's pretty much it for arms. Move these up, put the hand in, put it in right so it's more flat. It got turned. These are some small stuff, so I'm gonna move this head back, move these up a little bit. Then you can pull this body up from there. It's pegged in under here, and it acts, it's the ab crunch, but it acts as extra leverage. So now just want to pull this out of here, this whole thing. You can pull these, push these in all the way, kind of go in. You can pull this up underneath here, you can see. Then you just start filleting this stuff out. It's tabbed in there. Pull that out of here, pull this out of here. Now before I forget, you can also take this tire off. Before I forget, you got to move these tires so that hole is flat, I believe. You'll know when you try to peg it in because it won't line up if it's not right. So then you do that and just leave that out like that, and you can pull this up and out if you want. So you have this fillet of fish. The head is, you can leave the head up like this for now. Just toot it back so you can get this in line the way you need it. So how you gonna do it? You're gonna move it in. It's on a ball joint, so it moves like a hinge, like a double hinge. And then you flip this over. Now you can move this a little to flip this back in here how you need it. And right here, you need to get this correct, because if you don't, it's going to be a headache for you. So this right here, and I'll show you later what I mean. You want this this peg to line up with this peg right here. It should be up and down, and that's the way you want it. But also right up here, these are going to peg into the front, and the front's going to have to go under this arm, which it does get a little bit confusing and hard to do, but I will show you. There's not really a trick. You just got to keep plugging away. So then you do the same over here, push this up here. Don't forget, when you see these unaligned, you want to get that in there so that peg is aligned with this peg, because at the end, the last step is going to clamp onto these two pegs. And again, you're going to have issues up front, but it's not impossible to get through. Then I'll pull this out. It's on a double hinge. I'll pull it out like that and then push it in. They do it last, but I mean, I don't see no harm doing it now. You want to move this around like that, and then fold this head up like this and flip it in there like that, so it'll stay in there kind of like that. And then this peg right here that the head is on will peg into that peg hole that it was before. It always uses that peg hole. And then this is where I'm telling you about, you want the arms underneath this thing, because these pegs go into the top of there, and you can see it's small, so it's hard to see. But what I do is kind of like brush it up against it and raise this piece. Try to raise that piece without raising the arms, and you can see how hard it is. You got to really push down. There we go, and see how it pushes on it, because it's hard to get over top of that. And once you do that, then you can tab these down, and kind of keeps it in place where you need it. And make sure your tabs right here are still lined up, because at the end, if not, you're gonna have to take it all apart. So let's do that. And then this is where I was talking about, if there's a peg here that pegs onto that tire right there. So if you don't have this correct, it won't line up, but I do have it correct, luckily. You can move this up as well, the top. Again, over here, if you don't have it right, it won't peg in. It pegs in up here as well, right there on the side. But that goes in pretty well. It's not as important as pegging in the other stuff. And you want this to slide in right there. So there we go. We made the fender. Now with the legs, you want to spin the whole waist around, and then you want to spin the individual legs around like that. And that's how you want to start getting these legs together. So I'll just move the steering wheel. There's a steering wheel in here that's tucked in, so you can grab something or get your nail or whatever and get that out if you have nails. So I do it upside down like this, just so you can see it. They had the faux tires, and then they had the real tires like wrapped on the back. Oh, this one wasn't wrapped. I must have, there you go. Must have messed it up. But anyway, move that out. Move the tire out to make a good tire. And then this right here, you kind of move out and move it back. It's pegged in right there. You can get that off the peg. Then just move that back. You can fold it if you want. It may come undone. Again, over here, you want the same thing. Kind of get those pegs out, and then move this back. Then move this back. And you can just move this up here like this for now. Now this inner right here moves like that, and then you can move this out. As you move this out, it's on a slider, So you can slide it down to keep it down or up, whichever way, but you can tell from the outside, you see there's no way. It's kind of like a puzzle piece. So then I don't like this piece. This piece feels like flimsy, and it's the good old bending stuff around stuff. I mean, does what it do. Then this right here, you can move that up, spin that around, and put the foot in, and then tab the foot down. So that's how that's going to be. Basically how you have it. Now this inner, you want to fold up like that, and then there's a peg that pegs onto this leg. And you just get it like that. Now you move this down here. Get the seat out, get the chair out. Then you can go ahead and flip this around here like this. In the end, it's going to peg right there. Then this in the back, you flip that out. And there you go. And let me see if I can show that a little better over here. I don't know if I can, but this bottom piece, you flipped out. You got this up. When you move this up, you might as well move this chair around so you can see and get it all together. Then you move this out like that. You move this in like that. You push it in, and then you peg it down. It pegs down on there. Now you can spin this. I'll spin it now because then you can accordion this up into the leg, and then you can flip this around. As you're flipping this around, you can flip this out so you can get it all the way around. Now this piece, when you flip out and move it down, and then you get it to there, starting to take shape a little. I did accordion this up, but I guess I didn't secure it correctly. There we go. Then this piece, you can move up this way. Now you can start to solidify all this stuff. It doesn't tab in too well until you get to the end, which I don't know how I feel about that. But let's get it. So then there's a tab in there that can tab together, and there's a tab back here that tabs in, and there you go. Got that tabbed in. Then you kind of situate all this stuff, and this stuff will move around and all, and I don't like it too much. Make sure the skirt is down because there's a little tab in there. It's going to have the tab in there, and then this is going to grab onto these two pegs, which is why I had you make sure you get the arms correct. So then now that if the arms weren't correct, this would not fit up in here, and these would not be where they need to be in order to make it happen. But I think they're correct, so put that up in there like that. Then at the same time, you want to you can peg this in the side, move this down. I didn't flip this out. Flip that out if you forgot. Move that down. Take this over into the side. Then you can clamp these right here and try to get this into the side of that. Do the same thing over here on this side. Now you want to move these down, and there's a peg here. That peg in there kind of solidifies that somewhat. Then you can bring this in. You could do it while you're transforming. It goes into there if you don't want to have to take it apart again. But in order to get it, you do have to take it apart somewhat. Then you get this in here like that, and there you go. Then you can add on the tire as well back here. It's kind of cut, so it rests on this. Kind of looks like a full tire. That's it for the vehicle mode. I mean, it looks nice, looks the part. Is a lot of complication to get here, but it's not terrible. It's not it's definitely doable. It's not bad. Ain't much else. It looks G1 as G1 can be. I do wish they had a little bit more paint on this guy, but I know what they're doing, and it rolls. So now let's bring in the foot, and as with a Brawl, it is simple, which is a welcome surprise. So of course you got to split these legs, and you just stick this in here like this, and you put the legs in. And here's the foot. Of course we'll go over more, but you're gonna have a giant rocker, and you can leave all this. And this, it tells you just put the seats up and put this down. I want to put it down, but I don't want that gap showing. There we go. And just put that down like that, and that's the foot. And of course this goes down because something else is going to go in there. And now let's go backwards. Undo these sides right here. Undo these sides. Move this up in the back. Flip. Don't forget to flip that down. Don't forget, flip this down. Pull this and kind of not break it. Bad choice of words, but pull it apart like that, and push the steering wheel back down. I just do that now just because. But let's work on these legs since we did it last. We'll do it first. Move this down here. Move this down here. Move this around here. Try to get some leverage. So undo the bottom pieces, so then you can get kind of some range. Move this around here like this. These bottom pieces are going to be there for now, and then you can unfurl this. Then you just move the foot out, spin it around. So the bottom of the foot is the bottom with the bottom of the feet. This right here, flip that back in. This is gonna spin around like that. Then you can push this up, and as you're pushing it up, you gotta slide it forward or for it to fit up under all that stuff. You can open this up here and move this down to kind of help it solidify it and have it there. And this over here you can move together, then move this down and tab it in right there, and then find the cut for the tire and move it in. Move the foot up and now you got a leg. Don't forget, you got to move this back this way. Same thing over here. Move this down here. Move this around here. Pull this out. Accordion it back down. Move the foot out. Bend the foot up. Bend it down. Bend or twist it around. Then you want to move this back in there like that. Move this up here and in. Then you can move this together like this. Make sure you move that in. Move this down. It's going to go in there, and then move this down. Move this up here and find the split and move it back. And again, don't forget to move this thigh around. Then you can move the whole thing around like that. Now we can get this together. Move that down. Move this out of here. Down like that. Move this out of here. There we go. Move that down. Then you have this piece. You can move this around now if you want, just so you don't forget. And then it kind of lays like that, but you can get it better later. So now move this head up. Move this, you pull this on this like that, and then you spin it around. Flip these arms. Get these arms out of here. Flip them around. Do the same thing on this side. I move it so I can get room. Flip it around. Don't forget, flip these up. It's in here. I don't know where my tool is, but it should be good. All right, there we go. Now for this, flip this around here like that. Go down. Flip this around. It should peg in right there. Then you want to move this wheel back down as far as you can get it. Again, over here. Peg this in here, but move this wheel as compact as you can get it. Don't forget to move this up here. Then you kind of gotta, I can never get this right. Make sure these are up. Get these arms out the way. Make sure these are up. And then you just try to get this in here like this. Now, I can't get it right. I don't know if I ever got it right back. But it's close, because then you move this down and it should line up right there. There's a little gap there. I'm not sure. I don't know if that was there all the time or if I like that. I mean, I don't like it because it's a gap, but I mean, what can you do? And then you get the waist back together, solidified. You move this piece like that. Get the hands out. Move this down like this. Pull that out, spin it around. Then again over here, move this piece out, move this, spin this around, move that, and spin this around. Look, I don't know what I did over here. Must have did a step out of order and didn't tab it in. And here you go, Swindle back. I don't know what his name is. It's Swindle Munitioner. Alright, so if you enjoyed this video, please leave me a thumbs up, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Thumbs down if you didn't like it. You know, it's up to you. So thanks for watching. I'll get over with you in another one.
You know, life ain't over. Life ain't over. Life ain't over. As long as you alive, you can give another try and take it real high if you want it.